The 1960s were a golden age for cartoons on television. Saturday mornings were led by classic cartoons like The Bugs Bunny Show, The Pink Panther, and Underdog, to name just a few. And then there was the Batman-inspired Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. The show had a great opening theme that was just cool as hell. In fact, the opening was probably better than the cartoon itself. With a sweeping pan across Empire City, a takeoff of Gotham City, a catchy guitar riff reminiscent of the popular Peter Gunn theme, and a close-up of the entrance to the Cat Cave, we hear the sudden roar of engines as the Catmobile comes screaming out of the cave entrance, leaving a cloud of smoke behind it. That's when we get the first glimpse of our heroes, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. Courageous stands up in the cat car and shoots his all-purpose ray gun, and the cat and mouse duo's name appears on screen. We then see that the Catmobile can actually fly. Man, what a car. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse was an animated series created by Batman co-creator Bob Kane. It was his take on what Batman and Robin would look like if reimagined as anthropomorphic cartoon characters. In fact, some have said that it's a direct rip-off of Batman and Robin. But Bob Kane was a gifted man when it came to reimagining characters. The idea for the cartoon came when Kane was in Hollywood and met with an animated studio head named Sam Singer. Now, Singer had just formed his own animation company called Trans Artists and was looking for new cartoons to produce. They were out together one night and Singer asked Kane if he had any ideas for a new show in mind. Kane thought for a minute and said, "Why don't we do a cat and mouse in the kind of stylized cartoony image of Batman and Robin? We'll have a Catmobile, and the frog will be one of the main villains, like the Penguin, and speak like Edward G. Robinson." Predating the Batman TV show by 4 years, this cartoon seemed to capture the spirit of the camp and adventure that Batman brought to us in 1966. Although the quality of the show was not very consistent due to its restrictive budget and speed of production, it still had some shining moments and showed the potential of what could have and should have been a great and memorable cartoon. With a rogues gallery of criminals like Chauncey Frog, also known as Flatface, Rodney Rodent, Harry Gorilla, Professor Shaggy Dog, Foxy the Fox, and Robber Rabbit, how could you go wrong? But it did go wrong in many ways, as they pushed out an incredible total of 130 5-minute segments in just 3 years. That was because of the show's producer and owner of Trans Artist Productions, Sam Singer. Singer's career started at Walt Disney Productions, where he left to pursue a career in animation. He also worked for various animation studios in Hollywood. His experience in the animation industry provided him with the foundation to start his own animation studio in 1958. Despite his background and accomplishments, Sam Singer's reputation in the world of animation was very mixed. His studio primarily focused on producing low-budget television cartoons, which were often criticized for their limited animation and simplistic storytelling. This approach was a cost-saving measure, of course, allowing the studio to create a large number of episodes in a short amount of time, but it also led to a decline in the quality of the finished product. Some of the productions by Singer's studio, such as Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, managed to find an audience and leave a lasting impact. However, other shows he created, like The Adventures of Pow Wow and The Adventures of Patty the Pelican, were heavily criticized for their poor animation quality and lack of engaging stories. Singer's been called the Ed Wood of animation for his low budget and harshly criticized cartoons. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse debuted on New York's WABC Channel 7 as part of the Tommy 7 show. The first episode aired on September 14, 1960. It was called Disguise the Limit, and it started with Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse roaring out of the cat cave in their fire engine red Catmobile. Now let's talk about the Catmobile for a minute. It was a gorgeous red, black, and yellow race car with a huge stylized cat head mounted on the front. The exterior was sleek and aerodynamic with a large cat head-shaped front end that featured pointy ears and a glowing pair of headlights resembling cat eyes. The Catmobile was a key part of Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse's crime-fighting arsenal, providing them with the means to navigate Empire City and confront various challenges in their pursuit of justice. The vehicle's tail extended from the rear, adding a whimsical touch to the design. The Catmobile could also sprout wings and fly. That's right, fly. Although I never actually saw it sprout wings, it would just kind of show up with Courageous and Minute flying around somewhere in the car. It could also apparently fly without the use of wings, as in anti-gravity, I guess, although it was probably just a production error due to the show's lack of budget and time constraints. The show's animation style was simple, with limited movement and basic backgrounds, but despite these limitations, the series managed to capture the imagination of viewers with its unique take on the superhero genre, infusing humor and lightheartedness into the stories. The voice acting was another aspect that contributed to the show's appeal. Dallas McKennon, who is the voice of both Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, was one of the busiest character actors in the 50s and 60s. He worked for Walter Lantz, Walt Disney, George Pal, Art Clokey, and Sam Singer. Gumby and Archie Andrews were two of his most famous major roles, but he also did a huge number of supporting roles in many shows. His talent for creating distinct and memorable voices added depth to the characters and enhanced the overall viewing experience. Despite its many shortcomings, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse gained a dedicated fan base and has left a lasting impression on those who grew up watching the show. The series has since become a nostalgic piece of animation history and a testament to the creative spirit of its creator, Bob Kane. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse wasn't a perfect cartoon to be sure, but it was an entertaining take on the superhero genre that captured the essence of the 1960s. Its unique characters, memorable Catmobile, and catchy theme song have secured its place in the hearts of fans and in the annals of animation history. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts and memories of Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look back, take a minute to like, share, and subscribe. But most of all, thanks for watching. This is Rich from Rerun Zone. I'll see you next time.